Jérôme Chouchan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Regis.
Thank you so much for visiting us as you do every year. Let's first talk perhaps about the most pressing news. We live in Japan with a yen that is quite weak, which is both opportunities and challenges. For a company like Godiva or for French companies in Japan, how does it impact the business?
If you import products, you have two impacts. One is the inflation on raw materials, and second, you have the FX exchange rate. So this is a big bucket in itself. So I think two consequences. One, you increase price, and it's now possible to increase price in Japan. It was not the case for so many years, but now everybody has done it and consumer understands it can happen.
That's what's really new.
Yes. And the second, it's forced the companies to be more efficient in their supply chain, in their productivity in offices, and to make the business more efficient. So you are obliged to find new savings, new efficiencies. So that's the two consequences, I would say. But for brands like us, which are on the premium range, we have the possibility, the price power, to be able to increase the price. So it's easier for brands like us than, I would say, commodity products.
So this shows the power of brands and perhaps also sometimes the weakness of Japanese companies who focus on industry rather than marketing. Would you say Japan, which is a country of monozukuri, of manufacturing, is now discovering the value of brands and tries to become stronger in that part of the business?
But Japan is irrestrictly, as you said, monozukuri driven. And at the same time, there is so intense competition between Japanese players that they always care how much is the price versus my competitor. So this creates, I would call it, race to the bottom. So everybody is trying not to be more expensive than the competitor. And in my category, when I look the other chocolate maker, let's say, the local player like Meiji, Morinaga, all these players, they are even cheaper than for a tablet than player in the US, which like the Mars or Hershey's of the world. But European player like France, we are very proud of our product, and we will never compromise on the price. We have this, I would say, stubbornness, or maybe some people would say arrogant, but we never go to make a discount or make our price down. And at the end, in the long run, it pays because it protects your gross margin, it protects your EBITDA, and I think Japanese should learn from that approach, which means to lower the price is not only the only way to gain market share.
But do you find this mindset changing a bit when they look at your success, when you recently acquired Pierre Marcolini, which is also a very high brand in chocolate, maybe the best brand in chocolate today? Do you see Japanese people sensitive to your approach and your way to protect your margin by such a price policy? Or do you think their default position is still manufacturing and cost first and a cost plus model, so to speak?
Yes, we see that the manufacturers are still in a cost-plus model, and also it's very difficult when you are, let's say, a mass player in a consumer good to suddenly say to your consumer, we are premium. So when you're mass, it's very difficult to go up. When you're premium, you can go omni-channel, you can go to different occasions, different price point, that's possible. But moving from mass to premium is quite a challenge.
You said in your speech this morning that we are in an age of innovation and we see Japan innovating and triggering a lot of excitement. In your business, in retail or in other business, how do you How do you see this innovation manifest? Is it in more cashless payment? Is it in logistics that become simpler, less human capital, less human resources, more AI? How do you view that?
Innovation, it's still coming. What I've seen is Japan now is back on the international scene, with everybody starting to have interest in Japan again. And I think this in itself is very new. And you have one factor, which is all the pension funds from Canada, from America, investors. Now they say, we don't want to invest in China because we are afraid of the geopolitical risk. But we want to invest in Japan. So I was talking with some of these people, and they are very high on Japan. And you have seen recently, you have Warren Buffett, you have BlackRock. They say Japan is a country to invest. So when you have money coming in, that will create an ecosystem that will trigger new excitement, new innovations. Also, you have very recently a stronger governance on listed companies, where they said, okay, now you should have diversity on your board. This was 5-10 years ago, it was very closed. Now people say, okay, that's what we have to do. So there will be a more global approach to board, to companies, to governance, financial interest. So I see all the ecosystem becoming ready to have innovation popping up.
And in your business again, which is very in many economic activity, there is actually the cost of since human labor is so scarce now. Do you see innovation jumping in and helping you? How can AI help a company like Godiva, for example, which is very, how can I say, where personal relation, not personal, but direct relation, customer in the shop is very important, right? So you cannot. It doesn't seem you can innovate so much in your business, or is there a lot of room for innovation?
Yes. Let's start by a store. You go to a store, Godiva store, you see 3 people in the morning, but you see not so many customers. Why? Because we don't have yet the model to make the shift of the people by integrating all the elements, the climate, the hours of the day, the pattern of the shops. And I think this kind of AI could build a model where we would optimize, for example, our shift. So we could still have a very good experience. Oh, I know Regis. Regis will come at 2 p.m. because he always comes after his lunch. We never come at 10 a.m. So how to optimize my labor, my shift of personnel in the store. That's one thing. Second thing, management of inventory, supply chain. In Japanese company, it is still very manual, Excel type. This can be automized by AI. That's another things that will be very efficient. And third, you have on the office work, I think this is just the beginning, but as you know, Japanese companies are not very efficient in office work. But then you have to say, okay, what is really added value? What can be done by AI? And then you can spare time of some headcount that they could do other things, more customer-driven or consumer-driven. So I think this will impact every industry.
Jérôme Chouchan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Regis. Thank you.